Okay, how is everyone? Has everyone been listing like me? Listing and listing? Actually, I've been kind of bad. I have been playing D&D with my family. So I let some things slide this weekend, but I'm getting back on track and I'm confident that I can catch up. So I'm going to go ahead today with what I have ready to go. So let's start with shoes. I have these Thrasher's Vans that are coming. I have these wonderful woven wool mules. There's a name for this. I want to say E-cut, but I think it's got another name. I looked it up before. I'll post it in the comments if I remember, but beautiful woven wool mules. Love them. So I wanted to ask, I list a bunch of stuff on eBay in addition to my Poshmark closet, and I'm sure many of you do too. So I don't know, I mean, I have other things that I've been listing along the way as I'm doing this that are not necessarily clothing related, and I wasn't sure how you felt about what you wanted to see. So if, just in case people are interested, I'm just gonna put a couple things in today's video. And if you're not interested, tell me. And if you are interested, tell me. And I don't know, well, maybe I'll go ahead and do some later. I don't know. But some of the things that I've listed are, I love are vintage sewing patterns. I don't sew. I would like to be a person that sews. At 55, I still have dreams of being a person who sews. But right now I'm not. And I'm certainly not up to the challenge of something like that. So that is getting listed on eBay. As is this adorable little thing that some of you may have seen in my reels today. So I have those patterns. I also have this little Polish pottery sugar bowl. A friend, ex-friend, sadly, introduced me to this Polish pottery, which I'd never heard of before. But it's quite beautiful. And it's this little sugar bowl and a little creamer, but I'm going to list them separately because they don't actually match. The patterns don't actually match, although with all of this Polish pottery, I think they all just go so well together, it doesn't really matter. But this is just a little creamer, also made in Poland. This one still has the sticker on it. Cute. And then I have this little, it's like a Walkman ripoff, right? Remember when we all carried the Walkmans on our arms running? And this is just a little knockoff one. But it's from the period. It's not one of the newer modern reproduction ones. Little cassette, only has fast forward, doesn't rewind. I've sold a couple of these on eBay and they actually always surprise me that they sell, but they sell. In fact, the last one that I sold to a company that refurbishes and resells them. So he bought it from me for $25, and I'm sure he's going to flip it for more than that. And bless him. You know, I love that. I love it when something I find can do well for me and do well for someone else later down the road. I don't feel any antagonism about that at all. I think it's fantastic. So let's see. And the other thing I have is this Calvin Klein purse. This was mine. I used it for a summer and I'm more of a crossbody person. I loved the way it looked, but it just wasn't me. And every time I wore it, I felt a little awkward, but I know some people, I think they look great on people. I love seeing them on people, but not for me. This is Isabella Fiori, and she did, in the 90s, or the aughts, she did these beautiful, beautiful beaded purses that I coveted like you would not believe. You know, everyone's talking about, oh, Louis Vuitton, I want a Louis Vuitton. I could care less about a Louis Vuitton. I wanted one of these gorgeous beaded handbags. So beautiful. So this is a little, it looks like a coin purse. You could use it as a coin purse, but it's also got a little chain that can tuck in. It's really pretty simple for Isabella Fiori. But there it is, little bark cloth-like feel purse. Cute. Is that everything on the table? That's everything on the table. Now we're getting to the clothes. This is a man's shirt. I'm not having Bruce model it because he's got a Burberry suit on that I'm gonna deal with later. I'm not sure if I want to list it now. Would you? It's kind of fallish. I don't know. But this is Big Dogs, and Big Dogs was in every mall and strip mall in the 90s. And they were really fun. And this is a 4X, but it's just got the Big Dog St. Bernard logo, and it says Big Dog all over it. Big Hawaiian camp shirt, fun. So I don't know if Big Dog is back in fashion now that kind of the 80s and 90s are, but I thought I would try it because it just brought back good memories for me. This is just a simple turquoise Athleta top with a little kangaroo pocket. Just cute. And here's another camp shirt, which I picked up because it was handmade. And hand making something like this with all of the buttons and the plackets and the pocket is difficult. And I always want to rescue things like that when I find them in the thrift store, because I just worry that they won't be appreciated as a handmade, bespoke item. It's custom made for someone. And in fact, so this one has the little label that says custom made for, and it has by, and it has the person's name. And then they embroidered Go Beavers in the neck because these are Beavers colors. So I just thought that was too fun. So I don't know how I'm going to market that. Again, the marketing problem. How do you market something with no brand name for people to covet and search for? I don't know. I'm still waiting for advice. Y'all are letting me down. Where's my advice? This is a Custo Barcelona dress. I love this entwined swan or crane bird pattern at the bottom. It's got this funny crinkled semi-sheer top part that's supposed to kind of blouse over the waist a little bit. And it's that stretchy stuff, you know, that's supposed to fit anybody. And then the back has a little tie that can gather at the waist. So I love Custo Barcelona. It's another of those brands, excuse me, I'm going to get the hanger that fell. It's another one of those brands in the aughts that I couldn't afford and always wanted. So whenever I saw it, I have to pick it up. This does have a little mend right along the hem, and I'll picture that in the listing, but I don't think it's a deal breaker because this blouse is over it anyway and you can hardly see it. So this is, I love this color. I'm a sucker for this color. You may notice that as the time goes by. It's a beautiful lime green fabric, fitted button-up shirt with a vintage look to it. It just looks very, very 40s to me, with this wide cuff, pointed cuff, and this really cool cuff detail in the back, or collar detail in the back, cuff collar, whatever. But it's a brand I've never heard of, Farinaz. I don't know if you've heard of it. I will look it up. One of my favorite things to do is to look up brands and find out a little bit of the history behind them. And you may notice that because I like to tell stories. So I will probably tell some stories here about things like that. For example, the Scott McClintock dress that I posted the other day, he was her son. There we go. And she went into the 20s look. She went from the gunny sacks look to the 20s look. And then she totally abandoned romance and she started making like mini prom dresses, like mini skirt prom dresses, and didn't care about the whole Victorian aesthetic anymore. And she made her money and she just kind of abandoned it. Personally, I don't know why she doesn't reissue some of those designs. I think she'd make a fortune, but she already has a fortune, so what does she care? This is ASOS. I know a lot of people don't pick up ASOS, but it's been a good bread and butter brand for me, surprisingly. I tend to only pick up the more formal or unusual pieces. I don't pick up everything. But this is this amazingly rich, heavy, beaded on sheer net fabric. See if you can see my hand through here. But it's heavy beaded stars on this net fabric with a big metal zipper and a bomber jacket design. And it's all over heavy, crusty beads, shiny, sassy, stylish. Love it. This is, see, can you guess? What is this? What could that be? Do you know that brand? It's Johnny Was. So I don't get a lot of Johnny Was pieces, but I love them. This one was mine. But I just wasn't wearing it. And I'm gonna pass it on. Just a simple jacket, simple embroidery for Johnny Was. I like it. Oh, I'm kind of tangled up here. Did I get everything? Oh, is that everything? Hey. That's everything. So, Zero and I will get busy and I hope you're listening too. And I would love to, it seems like so many people that I follow are on a spring cleaning, getting through the death pile journey right now. I know Becky Parks is, and I follow her and love her. So, and I am too. So I love the idea of everybody doing this together. We're all in this together, and we're going to get through it. And people are buying again, and spring is coming, and there's hope in the air. And I hope you feel it like I feel it. And let's do this.